Hello there. Well, do you reckon? Yeah? Okay, so as soon as it goes 7 o'clock on my laptop here, I'll start talking. Very second it goes. Yeah, at the end of the day, if you have to fade in and we've already started, it's not the end of the world. Do you know what I mean? All right, that'll do. That'll do. Best of luck, bye. Hello to those of you listening in on the LMFM app and on lmfm.ie. I am aware that you are connected with us. We're just waiting on the radio station to sync up with us here. We are in Framvöllur in Iceland, ready to bring the game to you in just a moment's time. James Rogers will be on co-commentary alongside me. This is Adrian Tav. Looking forward to bringing the game to you. Hopefully it's a good result, and maybe even better, a great result for Dundalk here this evening.
Þann 14. júlí síðastliðinn missti KA góðan félaga. Siguróli M. Sigurðsson, heiðursfélagi KA, féll frá 90 ára aldri. Siguróli var svo sannarlega ómetanlegu sjálfboðaliði í starfi KA og markaði djúp spor í sögu félagsins. Hann hóf ungur að vinna fyrir félagið og gerði það í raun alla sína ævi. Siguróli lék knattspyrnu með liði KA og liði IBA við góðan orðstír og gegndi svo sem stjórnarmaður í knattspyrnu félagsins.
Good evening. For those of you joining us, we are observing a minute's silence here at the moment at Framvöllur Stadium, so do stay with us.
We ask all spectators to honor Siguróli's memory with a moment of silence.
A moment of silence. Do stay with us. We will bring you commentary in just a moment of the match. Moment silence being observed here by both sets of supporters and players and officials. Here we are, and we are ready to get underway. Good evening and welcome from Framvöllur in Iceland. It's the Europa Conference League Round 2's first leg. KA Akureyri hosting a Dundalk team surely buoyant after a fantastic week that saw them earn this place at this stage of this competition, and then following that up on Sunday with a tremendous performance in the FAI Cup to secure themselves a place in the second round of that competition. Confidence must be high. How far can that confidence take Stephen O'Donnell's team? Both sets of players are on the surface. We are about to get on the way. Alongside me on co-commentary today is James Rogers from the Press Box podcast and from the Argus newspaper. Very quickly, the team news for Dundalk. 3 changes to the side that beat Shamrock Rovers on Sunday. Out of the team go Paul Doyle, Alfie Lewis and John Martin. In come Pat Hooban, the captain, Daniel Kelly and Greg Sloggett, all restored to the side here this evening. So the Dundalk team lines out as follows: Nathan Shepherd in goal, back 3 of Hayden Muller, Andy Boyle and Darragh Leahy. 2 wing backs, Archie Davies and Robbie McCourt. In midfield, Greg Sloggett, Johanna Zuli-Coco and Conor Malley, and Daniel Kelly will partner Pat Hooban up front this evening for Dundalk. It'll be Johanna Zuli-Coco, the Finn, to get us underway. And just very quickly, we'll have a quick word with James Rogers on co-commentary today. James, your thoughts on that Dundalk team?
Yeah, it's probably what I expected. I think probably the best performances in recent weeks have come with that 3 centre back formation. What do you call it, a 5-3-2 or a 3-5-2 or whatever, but Yeah, I think it's what I probably expected, particularly away from home. I think, it gives you a bit more protection at the back, and probably a draw is a good result here given Dundalk's record at Oriel Park. So, not overly surprised by it.
It's Kay with the ball. That's a good challenge by Darragh Leahy to win it back for Dundalk, but the referee has decided that it's an illegal one, so it'll be a free kick to the home side. Referee this evening, by the way, is Bulgarian Georgi Dadevov. The 38-year-old is taking charge of just his fourth Europa Conference League match. He's never controlled a match involving an Irish side before, although he did serve as a fourth official for a couple of Irish under-17 wins over Ukraine and Azerbaijan in 2017. Dundalk have the ball now with Robbie McCourt. Really good ball by Pat Hooban to Daniel Kelly now, left-hand side, cutting in into the penalty area. Daniel Kelly. There's a strong run by Kelly, and Johannes Ulikoko is on the run across the front post and can't quite connect with it. And the goalkeeper, Christian Jajalo, goes down on it and makes the save, but an encouraging start for Dundalk inside the first minute of the game. Pat Hooban fundamental to it with the first time ball to Kelly on the left hand side. Kelly with a strong run into the penalty area, just not quite able to link up with Johannes Ulikoko in the middle. Here's Conor Malley with the flick on into midfield. It's picked up though by the home side, KA Akureyri, and they'll play it back to their goalkeeper Christian Jajalo. Bosnia and Herzegovina goalkeeper, 8 under 21 caps for his country, making his 75th appearance for KA here against Dundalk this evening. It's flicked on by Berger Baldvinsson. Back there for Dundalk though is Archie Davies, operating in the right wing back position as he did so effectively at the weekend against Shamrock Rovers. Here's Robbie McCourt now at left back this evening, well, left wing back for Dundalk, and he's given that away cheaply, and the home side have the ball. It's with Berkovic. Akureyri sending it forward up towards the number 30, who is Hauksson, and the ball helped back to his goalkeeper by Andy Boyle, and Nathan Shepherd sticks a right boot through it and sends it into midfield. Forward again by Akureyri, and forward again by Andy Boyle, helped on by Pat Hooban. Doesn't get a good connection on it, but chases after the ball himself. Hooban, he's got Kelly to his left hand side. He slipped that down the channel. Here's Kelly, another chance to pull it back. Once again, Johannes Ulikoko is the player on the move in the middle, and he's gone down inside the penalty area. Ulikoko, referee immediately waves away any claims from Dundalk. James, what did you think of that?
Yeah, it's hard to see from this angle, but definitely a decision for the referee to make, but he was well placed and certainly better than we are, but yeah, you have to maybe say the home team maybe got the benefit of the doubt there, but a decent start for Dundalk. I'm just looking at Berkovic at the moment, the centre half, and he's not moving too great. He didn't play either leg against Connah's Keys, and ever present in the league for them, but I just wonder, is he carrying something? And certainly Dundalk should look to exploit that, I think.
Hayden Muller with a ball into the KA half of the field, but he's fouled as he released it. Enjoyed an unforgettable personal moment against Rovers on Sunday with his first ever Dundalk goal and his first ever senior goal, signing from Millwall in January, where he made 4 senior appearances for the London club, all from the bench. Here's Andy Boyle. Now it's with Archie Davies on the right hand side, brings it inside at pace. He's done well here. Davies, he's got Ulikoko to his right hand side. Here is the Finn onto his left foot, back for Davies again. Davies on that right touchline, 2-3 players around him. He's managed to eke out a ball to Greg Sloggett just outside the penalty area. In the middle is Daniel Kelly and Pat Hooban. He's decided to use Robbie McCourt instead. Here is Daniel Kelly once more, midway inside the KA half. In support of him is Conor Malley. Dundalk starting this game well. Malley sends it out to the left hand side. The cross in is a wayward one, and it's gone well behind Robbie McCourt with the attempted delivery into the penalty area, and nothing there to worry Christian Jajalo. You, I know, James, watched KA on Monday. They had a match in the league. What did you make of them?
Yeah, look, they definitely have threats going forward, and I think we haven't seen that yet, and hopefully we don't, but they definitely have a lot going forward. I think they are susceptible at the back. Certainly Jajalo, the keeper, I think he takes a lot of chances. Didn't look great on their high balls, and I think they can get at that. They haven't had as great a season this year as maybe last. They're currently 6th in the table at the moment, and yeah, they have a game in hand that could move them up to 4th, but they're a considerable distance, even if they win that, off the teams ahead of them. So they're probably not going to have as good a finishing place as last year. Their away record is pretty poor. I think before Monday's game, which they won 4-3 against bottom of the table Keflavik, they'd only scored 2 on the road this season. They'd only one other win, and they've shipped 15 on their travels as well. So this is almost like an away game for them this evening, and certainly for they've a really sizable home support here, considering it's almost 400 kilometres from home, and they haven't made the best of starts as yet, for my money.
Here's Greg Sloggett to Johannes Uli Coco. No foul according to the referee. Kay with an opportunity to bring it forward, which they've wasted. Dundalk have the ball back again. It'll be a throw in to the Lily Whites on the right hand side. As James mentioned, this evening's match not actually in Kay's home stadium in Akureyri. We're over 4.5 hours drive away in Fram Voller Stadium just outside Reykjavik, a multi-use stadium here, currently used for football matches mostly. Capacity here around about 1,200. Here's Kay Akureyri with the possession now, just outside their own penalty area. Well, midway inside the Dundalk half, it's Sigurgesson who will send it out to this right hand side for his teammate of the same name, Sigurgesson. Asker Sigurgesson, the player playing up front. And Dundalk clear their lines. Robbie McCourt sends it into the KA half, and Rodri happy to see that roll through to his goalkeeper. Now it's Berkovic. Here's Rodri again. The two centre backs very definitely left exposed, with the two full backs pushing very high up the pitch for Kay here in the early stages. Kay happy enough to leave the two centre backs 2-on-1 with Pat Hooban. And well, Ferencváros against Shamrock Rovers is ongoing at the moment in this competition. It's not going well for Shamrock Rovers. They're in a dreadful run at the moment. That win for Dundalk at the weekend, that was 5 in a row without a win. Well, it's going to stretch to 6 now. Ferencváros 3 to the good after 51 minutes in that game. As Dundalk spend time inside the KA half again. Just over 7 minutes played, James, and I think Stephen O'Donnell will be happy with what he's seen from his side here in the early stages, largely controlling it.
Yeah, it's largely one-way traffic. They do have a bit of a breeze with them, I suppose, which we'll maybe see in the second half how big a factor that is. But when you're coming away from home, and there's an element to these games when there's a bit of an unknown about the opposition, that maybe the first 15 minutes both teams feel each other out, but they've certainly started the brighter, and just obviously that Uli Coco chance early on, but hopefully they can add to it.
Here's Daniel Kelly being forced back to his halfway line and into his own half. Now it's Hayden Muller. Muller will go back to Nathan Shepherd. What a performance by him at the weekend. Some stunning saves. There have been murmurings this season that he hasn't quite hit the heights of last year. Well, he certainly hit those sights on Sunday, didn't he, James?
He was excellent. Made a couple of really good saves, but even just his general handling, taking crosses out of the air, reminding me of Gary Rogers, which sometimes goes overlooked for a goalkeeper, but it really takes the pressure off your team. And there's a lot of focus on keepers and their ability with the ball at their feet, and he's probably, for my money, one of the best in the league at it, and big future ahead of him.
Here's Kay with the ball inside the Dundalk half. Andy Boyle, another player who had a fine game at the weekend. That's a really dangerous ball into the penalty area. And out comes Nathan Shepherd. And he gets there before Hallgrimur Mar Steingrimsson, who was threatening to open the scoring here. Really good delivery, James, from the right hand side, but Nathan Shepherd quickly off his line and out of the 6-yard box to quell the danger.
Yeah, we spoke about it. He normally has a high position, and it was in his favour there because he was able to cut that out. I think a goalkeeper who was more sort of rooted to their line would have had issues there, but really good goalkeeper to spot the danger there and snuff it out, because it looked like KA were in for the first opportunity.
Throw into KA right hand side, which will be taken by Steingrimsson. Now it's back with the goalkeeper, Jijalo. Kay trying to play out from the back, but Dundalk working hard. Greg Sloggett in particular getting across and making the challenge. A small band of Dundalk supporters away to our right hand side here inside the Fram Voller Stadium. About 15 maybe of Dundalk supporters have come. It's been a really expensive trip, very difficult to get here for a night. For anything less than €1,000, it's very expensive for these Dundalk supporters, but they're a committed bunch. Here's KA now inside the Dundalk half. It's Peter Pettersson looking to get his way past Robbie McCourt, but Dundalk have defended well again. Darragh Lee and Daniel Kelly combining. Pat Hubin, clever ball, finds Johannes Ulikoko in a pocket of space in midfield. He's been fouled by the number 2, who's Baldvinsson. That'll be a free kick to Dundalk. Now it's Hubin dropping into his own half, and he's looking for Muller on the far side of the pitch, the Dundalk right hand side. Hayden Muller with the ball. Now Andy Boyle. Boyle pops it into the middle. Greg Sloggett is shoved over it, is he? No, the referee says no. Play continues. It's with Athel Steinson in midfield now for the home side. Now Half Steinson carrying the ball into the Dundalk half. Haugson and the ball into the penalty area is too close to Nathan Shepherd, and Nathan Shepherd will take a few seconds out of this. Dundalk's opponents here this evening, they've had a relatively successful season in their domestic cups, reaching the final of the Icelandic Cup, where they will meet the winners of Vikingur and KR Reykjavik. And in April they reached the Icelandic League Cup decider, but lost to Valur on penalties in April. So they've had a successful season, and they're a club on the up at the moment, even if their league position mightn't suggest that. They're sitting in 6th place in the Icelandic top division at the moment. Here's Ulikoko with a very clever turn, and has he been fouled? No, the referee says no, that the intentions of Athel Steinson were legal, and now they'll try and come through midfield with Half Steinson. Helps it across to Stein Grimson. He's being hassled and harried by the Dundalk number 7, Daniel Kelly. And has he been forced into the error? He has. It'll be a throw in to Dundalk on that left hand side. Daniel Kelly will take it. We've had 12 minutes here in Iceland, and it's still KA 0, Dundalk 0. Greg Sloggett helping that to Hayden Muller. Muller has Archie Davies over on that right hand side, chasing across to close him down as Hallgrimur Mar Steingrimson. Ball is sent into the penalty area, and well, over the penalty area and behind for a goal kick to the home side. It's a very open stadium, one large stand that we're in here at the moment. I should tell you that our vantage point isn't the best. We're very much to one end of the pitch here in Iceland today, and well, the reason for that is that we were offered a position in the press box which is behind glass, and we thought we might be better off get closer to some of the supporters here. The Dundalk supporters are very close, about 10 metres away from us on the right hand side, and there's a good crowd of KA supporters that have made the long journey here today for this one. I was actually surprised when they suggested that there'd be 600 or 700 people coming to the game today from Akureyri, because it is a sizable 8-hour journey round trip for the supporters of this team. Stephen O'Donnell out on the edge of his technical area. Ball clipped forward towards Pat Hubin. It's cut out by a KA defender. Hubin is inside the penalty area. He's picked up a loose one here. Daniel Kelly is in support. So too is Robbie McCourt. This is Kelly now. Kelly onto the right foot, sends it into the penalty area. Once again, it's that run from Johannes Ulikoko in off that right hand side. Very definite tactic from Dundalk, isn't it, James, to have Johannes Ulikoko make that dart in across the front post?
Yeah, they've obviously identified something there, and as I say, the two centre halves don't look to be the sharpest at the moment, and I suppose you can see why. As I said, Berkovic has been out a little bit. Rodri's missed recent games as well, so definitely he's got there ahead of them a couple of times, and even with the penalty shout as well. So you only need one of them to come off, and it'll pay dividends.
There are other Irish clubs in action in European football this evening. Shamrock Rovers, as I mentioned, playing Ferencváros. Derry City taking on Coops. Linfield against Pogan Szczecin, and Crusaders playing Rosenborg this evening. Free kick to the home side on the right hand side of the pitch, about midway inside the Dundalk half. And a definite opportunity to send this into the penalty area. Peter Pettersson, one of the players, standing over it, and he's showing most interest in it at the moment. Dundalk taking a very high line outside the D, outside their penalty area. Nathan Shepherd poised on the edge of a 6-yard box. Ball will be delivered in right footed, and it's stepped over. Pettersson will put that in. It's a dangerous looking one. It's allowed to bounce in there, and almost a chance of a shot. It will break here, and that struck the crossbar. And the first real chance of the game, the outstanding chance of the game, has gone to the home side. Uncertain, unconvincing defending back there from Dundalk. And well, that was a chance, and it was the number 4, Rodri, who was forward for the free kick, the centre back. And perhaps had that fallen to an attacking player, that might have been the opening goal, James.
I think Dara Leahy might have got a last-ditch block on it to prevent it. It came off the top of the bar, obviously to a corner. So, but for my money, I think Dara Leahy was the Dundalk saviour there.
Here's Halgrimar Mar Steingrimson to take this corner kick here on the right-hand side. It'll be a right-footed outswinger. Referee having a quick word with Hayden Muller. So KA posing a real threat on that last free kick. Daniel Kelly has dispossessed a couple of KA players and has done well to find Conor Malley. Malley sends it towards the halfway line. Back there defending is Hranar Bjorn Steingrimson. And KA have the ball again. And it's their left back wearing number 2, Baldvinson, sending it down the left hand side. Nathan Shepherd comes to claim that before Hauksson can do anything with it, and the referee will have a word with Hauksson for his attempt to challenge Nathan Shepherd when Shepherd already had the ball in his hands. 16 minutes played in Iceland. KA 0, Dundalk 0, the latest score here. And Nathan Shepherd with a free kick just inside his penalty area. Shepherd looking for Houben, and as Dundalk always do on those long set pieces forward. Daniel Kelly wins the flick on. Houben is after it again, across to put that out for a throw into Dundalk is Bjarni Athelsteinsen. Dundalk throw in, level with the edge of the KA penalty area on the left hand side. If you're listening in this evening on LMFM.ie, on the app or on the radio, do let us know at Adrian Taff on Twitter, and we'll give you a shout out during the commentary as the match progresses. Here's Conor Malley now for Dundalk. Good feet by him, and the ball back to the halfway line to Hayden Muller. He's got Archie Davies backpedaling across to the right hand side. Back for Muller again. He's being closed down quickly by Sigurðsson. AKA have it. Long ball forward. Sigurðsson goes after it. Nathan Shepherd comes from his penalty area. There's an offside against the Icelandic team's captain. That is Askir Sigurðsson. And Dundalk have taken the free kick already. Now it's Pat Houben. Houben for Dara Leahy. Now it's with McCord. McCord slips it to the feet of Pat Houben, who's inside the penalty area, but he's gone a little too early according to the official on the far side. That's going to be a free kick to the home side. Oliver Bradley is listening in this evening. Good evening to you, Oliver. Here's the goalkeeper of KA, Christian Jajalo, who'll take this one. Ball just outside his penalty area. Once again, the two centre backs pull to either side of him as short options. Dundalk try to close them down, and he'll elect instead to hit it long, and pulling across to the left hand side to challenge for this one is Pedersen rather, and he's gone down. He's caught by Robbie McCourt. This is a free kick to the home side in a dangerous position again on this right hand side, and they caused all sorts of problems from Dundalk from a similar position just a few minutes ago. Dundalk will be hoping to defend this a little bit better. Once again, Dundalk picking up a line on the edge of their penalty area, looking to keep those players in yellow shirts away from Nathan Shepherd's goal. KA playing in yellow shirts, blue shorts and yellow stockings. Dundalk in their traditional kit of white shirts, black shorts and white stockings this evening. Free kick taken from the right hand side. It's a dangerous enough looking delivery away by Andy Boyle, and that's met by Baldvinson, who's caught that one and sent it well over the crossbar, and that will be a goal kick for Dundalk. But signs, James, in the last few minutes that this Icelandic team are starting to grow into the game.
Yeah, they've definitely come into it, and I think Dundalk need to be just careful. They've given away a couple of sloppy free kicks that have allowed KA to put the ball into the box. You know, and you don't need to invite that sort of pressure because they're quite a big side, and you know, as we've seen even in their game on Monday, you know, they're quite adept to scoring from set pieces. So you know, just they need to tidy that up. At the moment, they're a tall team, aren't they, James? They're a big side. They are, yeah, quite athletic, and you know, they definitely have aerial threats. So you know, as I say, I just think there's been a couple of free kicks there, even the latest one from Robbie McCourt that was sort of unnecessary to give away, and you're just inviting pressure on yourself then. Dundalk have it now on the left hand side.
and they've conceded the throw in to the home team. Just having a look through that KA defence, James, and one thing about them is that they have 3 players over the age of 30, very similar indeed to Magpies of Gibraltar, with a lot of 30-year-olds in their team. Dundalk have the ball left-hand side of the penalty area. Here's Daniel Kelly. He's gone into the area, Kelly, and he's safely defended from a home perspective, and that's gone behind, and it's a goal kick to the home side. But it has been a feature of the last 2 games, hasn't it? A lot of players over the age of 30 in both squads.
Yeah, I suppose there's benefits of that. You have a bit of experience and know-how. Maybe you played a few of the dark arts or whatever, but equally, like, anytime Kelly's got on it, he's looked a real threat, and I think you can punish them for pace. Even Patrick Hubin, who wouldn't be renowned for his speed, I suppose he's got out in front of Berkovic a few times. So yeah, hopefully that's something that the Dundalk can punish, because again, you look to the bench maybe in the second half, and we all know John Martin, Cameron Elliott, and even maybe Ryan O'Kane are more than willing to put in a shift and a bit of a run, and look, that could be crucial at some point, be it tonight or over the tie as a whole.
Pat Hubin with a really lovely ball out towards Archie Davies, and then he meets the cross in, Pat Hubin, and just can't keep it down enough, and it's over the crossbar by millimetres really. Wonderful bit of play by Dundalk, especially Pat Hubin, who took the ball with his back to goal, spread it to the right hand side to Davies, and Davies' delivery, as he's done so often this season, been such an impressive performer for Dundalk since his arrival. And he picked out Hubin with the centre, and Hubin just couldn't keep his effort down. Over the crossbar it went, but that's as close as Dundalk have come, James.
Yeah, great effort. As I say, Hubin, he's getting out in front of those defenders all the time, and he didn't stand to admire his ball out to Davies, because we all know what Davies can do in terms of his ability to put in decent deliveries from wide areas, and it was right on the money. Just unfortunately for Pat, couldn't keep that one down, but better from Dundalk.
I remember a similar header for Johnny Kenny at the weekend for Shamrock Rovers that he just couldn't take, and I remember thinking at the time that had that been at the other end and Pat Hubin on the end of it, it probably would have been a goal. But fortunately for Dundalk, it really wasn't Johnny Kenny's day on Saturday, or Sunday rather, very much Dundalk's day.
Yeah, it was a mighty occasion.
Here's Gijallo with the clearance away.
Yeah, no, I was just saying on Sunday was a mighty occasion, and sort of gives you a renewed spirit, because I think if the Dundalk are honest, even though they came through the Bruno's Magpies games, they weren't probably at their best in either leg, and you know, when you see what they can produce on Sunday against Shamrock Rovers, it gives you real hope that they maybe can come through this tie, and certainly would have given them a massive boost coming out here. Robbie
McCourt, some nice play by him to deceive Pedersen. Cross in from Daniel Kelly towards the back post. Out comes Gijallo to take it, and seized by the Icelandic team's goalkeeper. Here's Rodri into midfield. It goes, protected and held up in there by Steingrimsson. They've won it back though, Dundalk. Here's Uli Koko, dispossessed by Steingrimsson, retrieving his error and trying really hard to win it back for Dundalk is Johannes Uli Koko. I think it's fair to say he's one of those players, James, on Sunday who had one of his best performances in a white shirt.
Yeah, and I suppose as things stand, this is his last. I was speaking to Stephen O'Donnell yesterday, and he says he's optimistic he can hold on to him, but as it stands, his loan deal from HJK is up on Monday, and unless they haven't announced it yet, there's been no sign of a renewal as yet. So he'd be certainly a player worth holding on to, particularly when you look at the injuries in that area with Robbie Benson, Keith Ward, etc. on the sideline at the moment. He definitely has something about him. He definitely puts in a shift for the team. A relatively slight player,
Johannes Uli Koko, but he has plenty of heart and plenty of technical ability as well. He's battling for the ball in midfield here again though, but it's the Icelandic side who have it. Here's Athel Steinsson into the feet of Hafsteinsson, and they've worked that well here. Okay, right hand side of the penalty area, chance to cross that in from Sigurðsson, and they have it inside the penalty area once more, and that ball is slipped towards the far post and across the face of Nathan Shepherd's goal. But more danger, I think that was the left full back coming forward, Birger Baldvinsson, with the effort, and for the second time in the game an outstanding chance has fallen to a KA defender, and that was another really good one. Certainly the sort of gilt-edged opportunity you'd like to see Dundalk get at the other end, and you'd fancy them to take it, but they've squandered two really good chances. Dundalk have had that effort from Pat Hooban over the crossbar. It's at the other end of the field, away by Jajallo. Greg Sloggett with the header, nods it down to Conor Malley. Malley, time to pick out Robbie McCourt on the left hand side. McCourt with a chance to deliver this into the penalty area. Coming in off that right hand side again is Uli Coco. Greg Sloggett trying to get onto the ball on the edge of the penalty area. Here's Conor Malley. Malley trying to work room for the shot, just slips. Uli Coco is there to pick up the pieces though. Back for Malley again. Now Hooban. Here's McCourt. Hooban back pedals away into some space inside the penalty area, and now he's competing for it. Dundalk captain in there. Dundalk though have lost out, and it'll be brought clear by KA. But Dundalk should be in control here with Andy Boyle on the halfway line to Daniel Kelly. Kelly 10 yards inside the KA half, pops it off to Conor Malley. Malley being prevented from going forward. Pedersen gets a touch on the ball, and that ball will run into the KA penalty area, and Jajallo will send it away. Greg Sloggett sends it back. Daniel Kelly, edge of the penalty area, looking to advance into the penalty area, but once again he stopped. The Rings End man Robbie McCourt has conceded a free kick to the home side, and that will be a KA free kick on the right hand side. Kathy Sherman is listening in, as is Stephen, and enjoying the commentary from Iceland this evening. Good evening to both of you. Let's hope that Dundalk get the result that you and everybody of a Dundalk persuasion listening in this evening hope for. Tom Baldwin listening in as well, as he always is. Tom, a great supporter of LMFM's online commentaries on Friday nights, or whatever night of the week Dundalk happen to be playing. Rory Gilson, he's out for a run this evening, and he's got myself and James Rogers in his head. That's not something I would recommend to anybody, but good evening to you, Rory, another regular listener to LMFM's online match service, as KA have the ball now midway inside their own half. It's their number 7 with it, Hafsteinson, and now it's with Berkovic being pressurised by Daniel Kelly. Kelly causing real problems from inside his own penalty area. Berkovic successfully gets it away to Steingrimson, and now it's sent up towards the number 30, which is Haukson, and they've worked that well. They have it now inside the Dundalk half of the field. On the outside, on the left hand side, is Balvinson. Further forward is the Athelsteinsen, and he scored! Bjarni Athelsteinsen with the game's opening goal, and that goal has come on 28 minutes, and they've threatened Dundalk 3 times in this first half in the opening 27 minutes, and eventually it's told Bjarni Athelsteinsen, and similar to the last one, allowed too much space inside the Dundalk penalty area, and Athelsteinsen, right-footed, drills it past Nathan Shepherd, and Dundalk are behind in Iceland, and that's really disappointing for Stephen O'Donnell's team. Dundalk had been doing fairly well in the opening 28 minutes or so, but they have given opportunities to the home side, James, and eventually one was going to tell.
Yeah, he's looked a free man at times. They seem to be keeping a real tight watch on Daniel Hafsteinsen, and that's freed up the space for him to get forward, and a bit of a misfortune there for the Dundalk. I think Andy Boyd slipped it, and that maybe give him that extra inch of space to get the shot away, but really poor goal from the Dundalk's perspective to give away. But the only thing is how often have they conceded first this season. I think that's the 18th time in all competitions, so it shouldn't rattle Dundalk, but it's certainly a blow.
Here's Daniel Kelly looking to make amends at the other end of the field. Kelly back for McCourt. McCourt has Conor Malley in support. Malley twisting this way and that. Now it's Daniel Kelly with a chance to send it in towards Hooban. Too high for him. Oh, and that's just gone all the way across the face of Jajallo's goal, and it's gone behind for a goal kick to the home side. Dangerous ball by Daniel Kelly, but no one arriving in a white shirt at the back post, and just evades Jajallo's left post and goes behind. Some of the Dundalk substitutes warm up below us here. Louis Ansley and Cameron Elliott. Good to see the Scot Cameron Elliott back from injury. He's missed a number of games, has come back recently, and indeed was introduced into the game against Shamrock Rovers on Sunday. Really good asset. He was starting to show just what he's capable of before he picked up that calf injury, I think it was, Cameron Elliott. As KA have it in the midfield again here, and it's once again there's a Dundalk player in the way of the ball forward. Robbie McCourt has committed the foul. Free kick to the home side. Rodri will take it. So KA 1, Dundalk 0. We're inside the 30-minute mark here at Framvöller Stadium in Iceland. The home side lead. Long one into the penalty area. Andy Boyle is there to head it up into the air and away from Hallgrimur Mar Steingrimsson. It's being held up by Pettersson, looking to get the ball into the penalty area. Nathan Shepherd comes and retrieves it before Sigurðsson can get there. And here is Archie Davies now. Davies in his way is Haukson. Davies will go back to Muller. Muller shapes to go back to Nathan Shepherd and then plays it across to Dara Leahy instead, and Leahy has an acre of space in front of him between he and the halfway line, and he'll chew it up here, Dara Leahy. Now it's Robbie McCourt, left hand side. McCourt back to Hayden Muller. Muller starting consecutive matches for Dundalk here. Muller into midfield. Conor Malley back for Muller again. KA Akureyri 1, Dundalk 0 in Iceland at the moment. Here's Hayden Muller. Into it goes Hafsteinson to win that back for the home side, and now it's Balvinson. Athel Steinson. And here's Rodri along the left hand side. Nipping in though to win it back for Dundalk is Muller. Now it's Malley. Pat Hooben picking it up right hand side. Appeals for offside by the Icelandic defenders. The referee and the assistant are unmoved. Now it's with Greg Sloggett just outside the penalty area. Sloggett slips it into the area. Coming across the front post is Daniel Kelly. He can't connect with it. KA have got that away into the penalty area again. It goes by Archie Davies. Here's Daniel Kelly, and Kelly has sent it in. Daniel Kelly has equalised. 32 minutes, and Archie Davies with the cross in. And if Dundalk were unconvincing in their defending at the other end, well, KA equally so at theirs. And Daniel Kelly sweeps it in, and it's KA 1, Dundalk 1, James.
Yeah, what a response. I think it was less than 4 minutes between the two goals, and I said he was a threat. He looked a threat any time a ball got near him, because there's certainly a lack of pace back there, and that's something he doesn't lack. And we were mentioning Johannes Yuli Koko getting in ahead of defenders. Well, Kelly got in there, a good ball in by Davies, and finished it well. And look, it's typical of KA. They are a threat going forward, but I do think they give you chances at the other end as well. Wouldn't surprise me if this is a high scoring game or tie.
Daniel Kelly with his 4th goal of the season, his 2nd ever in European football. His last one was a memorable one in the 3-1 win over KI Klaksvik at the Aviva Stadium in 2020, the night in which Dundalk booked their place in the Europa League group stages for the 2nd time, you might remember. Well, he's got another valuable goal in European football, and it's made it 1-1 here in Framvöller Stadium. Here's Jajalo beaten by Dundalk and Daniel Kelly. Now Dundalk have it again. Here's Greg Sloggett, Pat Hooben, edge of the penalty area. Hooben for Kelly again. Kelly holds it up and was waiting just for the opportunity to take the shot, but eventually he was closed down successfully. Just held on to it a little too long, but there was a chance for Daniel Kelly perhaps to meet that first time. Dundalk have won it back through Robbie McCourt. Kelly again, he's in good form at the moment. Kelly growing into the game, into the penalty area. Kelly, he's gone past his man. The ball has been saved by the goalkeeper and cleared away by Athel Steinson. But Dundalk, their tails are up here at the minute, and Andy Boyle was fouled as he headed that ball forward. Pat Hooben had the ball in a decent position. Perhaps the referee might have allowed play to continue. Andy Boyle has the ball back and has taken that really quickly. Perhaps Dundalk smelling a bit of blood here now at the moment in the wake of that equalising goal from Daniel Kelly. Here's Uli Koko. Now it's with Conor Malley. Malley for Dara Leahy. Leahy with McCourt left hand side. Back for Leahy again. Leahy takes a touch and sends it into the penalty area. Dangerous looking ball again. Archie Davies looking to get up into the area, but Jajalo claims that for KA, and he's released it across to that left hand side towards Steingrimsson. Dundalk have won it back again though, winning it back time and again. KA unable to hold on to the ball just at the moment. Dundalk very much in the ascendancy since that goal, but the cross in not good enough this time, and that has gone behind, and that will be a goal kick for the home side. KA currently sitting in 6th position in the Icelandic Premier Division. 6 wins, 2 draws and 7 defeats from their opening 15 games. Their 20 points is just 2 fewer though than KR Reykjavik in 4th, but a long way adrift of Breidablik in 3rd. who have a 13-point advantage over KA, so very much out of the running, you'd imagine, for third position, this team, but they will have an eye on fourth. Our coverage, by the way, is brought to you today in association with McBride and Co Accountants, Jocelyn Street, Dundalk. The right choice for your personal or business accountancy and taxation needs. You can find them at mcbrideandco.ie. Thank you very much to Tony and the team at McBride & Co. Here's Conor Malley. Malley looking to screw one in behind the full-back Berkovic for Pat Hubin. But they've gotten it away, KA, but Dundalk have it back again. Hubin, left of the penalty area, in the middle are Daniel Kelly and Johannes Uli Koko. He's put the cross in towards Kelly at the front post. He's beaten to it by a player in a yellow shirt. And KA successfully get it clear, and that'll be a foul conceded by Conor Malley. Free kick to KA. Conor Malley made his European debut against Bruno's Magpies. Free kick to the home side, and it'll be taken by Berkovic. Berkovic back for his central defensive partner Rodri now, and into midfield to Athel Steinson. Athel Steinson surging past Greg Sloggett. What does he have ahead of him as ever on the move? And there's a chance here, a chance for KA, and it's a goal! It's an equaliser, or no, rather lead goal for KA, and it's Haukson with it. And once again, that was all too easy for the Icelandic team. Dundalk cut open very rudimentarily, and KA lead by 2-1 now in Framvöller, James.
Yeah, really disappointed again. It's come from almost nothing, and I said this could be a high score tie. It's certainly set up that way, real end-to-end stuff. Dundalk had a couple of chances after going level to go ahead, and now they're playing catch-up again. A really good finish, but yeah, again, you have to question the defending there.
So easy for KA, and Dundalk will have to do it again and try and come back into this one, trailing by 2-1 in Framvöller. Johannes Uli Koko over the ball. It was Haukson with the goal, the number 30. 3 goals in 11 games before today for KA. And well, Dundalk, they enjoyed the lion's share of possession after their goal and looked the more likely. But on the break, it's the home side who get the league goal. Here's Robbie McCourt. McCourt's cross in, too high for Hubin, headed away by Rodri. McCourt again. Here's Malley. Dundalk picking up most of the second balls and 50-50s here, which is encouraging. What's less encouraging is the scoreline at the moment. KA 2, Dundalk 1. Here's Sloggett for Malley. Darragh Leahy has plenty of space in front of him to move into. Leahy will use McCourt on the left-hand side of the penalty area. McCourt's cross in, too high for Pat Hubin. And KA have done well. It's the goal scorer now, Haukson. Haukson carrying it up towards Darragh Leahy, who's well inside the KA half the field, considering he's one of the Dundalk centre-backs. It's a very adventurous position by Darragh Leahy. Now it's with Greg Sloggett. Sloggett for Uli Koko. Uli Koko will use Archie Davies right hand side. Pat Hubin is central inside the penalty area, waiting any delivery that might come from that side. Now Sloggett for McCourt again. McCourt gets the head up, sends it in, too high for Hubin again. Not accurate enough either. Poor crossing on occasion from Dundalk here in this first half. Not doing enough with the ball when they do have it. Here's Sloggett. 38.5 minutes played. KA 2, Dundalk 1. Robbie McCourt. McCourt to Dan Kelly. Kelly, the opening Dundalk goal scorer, that is, and his cross in almost as he deceives Diallo, who was going one way and had to dive to his other side to collect the ball, and he does so successfully. And brings the ball up to the edge of his penalty area. Dundalk at the moment, of course, in 5th position in the Premier Division table, or joint 4th with Bohemians, however you like to look at it. 4 points behind St Pat's and Derry City in 2nd and 3rd. Shamrock Rovers, of course, leading the way in the Premier Division. They're in again here, are they, KA? But there's an offside against their captain, Sigurðsson. And here's Hayden Muller to Conor Malley. Muller again. Leahy. Now McCourt. McCourt for Leahy once more. Ferencváros leading by 4-0 against Shamrock Rovers now. Shamrock Rovers very much a shell of them, of the Shamrock Rovers we're used to seeing. Obviously stripped of confidence at the moment, Stephen Bradley's side. Here's Daniel Kelly now for Dundalk. Dundalk need to refine their confidence after going behind for a second time in this game. We have 5 minutes to go to the break. Conor Malley on the ball. Malley for Leahy. Leahy for McCourt. Now Leahy once more. Leahy. McCourt has a little dart inside. Robbie McCourt. And now he's scooped one behind for Leahy to go on to, and he's there before Pedersen. Leahy into the front post goes the ball, but Pat Hubin can't connect with the delivery, and Christian Gijallo happy to pick the ball up in hand, the KA goalkeeper. KA of course reaching this stage having seen off Welsh opponents in Connah's Quay Nomads in the first round, winning both legs pretty routinely by 2-0. Both legs 2-0, as Hayden Muller comes across to head one clear of his penalty area. Dundalk of course didn't have it quite as easily as KA, drawing 0-0 with Bruno's Magpies in Gibraltar, and it was 1-1 at half time in the second leg, but Dundalk eventually running out 3-1 winners after that scare at half time. Wonderful goal by Joe in that game. I'm sure you've seen it if you're a Dundalk supporter. Here's the throw in taken. Haukson looking to deliver it into the penalty area. Dundalk have a player in white shirt in the way. Now it's with Berkovic slipping it into the feet of Hafsteinson. Into the penalty area it goes. Nathan Shepherd collects it on the edge of his 6-yard box though. Derry City coops that one not on the way just yet. Along with Shamrock Rovers, Derry City, the other representative of the League of Ireland still in European football. Here's Daniel Kelly. Of course, St Patrick's Athletic beaten by Dundalk and knocked out of the Europa Conference League last week. Really disappointing result for John Daly and his team. Now it's with Leahy. Leahy with the cross in. Left one, not very convincingly dealt with, but scooped clear by Kay. Dundalk have it back though. Conor Malley with the possession. Robbie McCourt on a sortie forward towards the penalty area. Daniel Kelly picks it up with his back to goal. Back for Malley again. Malley, there's a run in there from Uli Koku. He decides to ignore that one, and he's put it out of play on the full for a throw in to KA. An unforced error by Robbie McCourt. Throw in to the home side. 2.5 minutes to go to the 45. Throw in for KA, or Kaua as they say in Icelandic. Robbie McCourt, has he been fouled? No, the ball's gone out off the ex-Sligo Rovers and Bows player again. A decision that Andy Boyle disagrees with. Here's Gijallo now, sending that out of play and over the stand, and it's a high stand above us here. Not sure how he got it quite that wrong, but he did. It'll be a throw into Dundalk on the left-hand side. So Dundalk throw in. Leahy, the player who'll take it. Robbie McCourt is tugging at his marker down there. The referee will ask for the throw in to be taken again. He'll have a quick word with Robbie McCourt about that. Leahy to take it. Here's Greg Sloggett now for Dundalk. Sloggett back for Hayden Muller. Archie Davies. Davies back for Muller once more. Nathan Shepherd stationed outside his penalty area as an extra outfield player should Dundalk choose to use him, but they decide instead to go with Andy Boyle. Boyle for Leahy. Leahy for Malley. Malley, good feet to bring the ball away from the second goal scorer Haukson. And here's Uli Koku, and now Archie Davies, right hand side. Might be a chance to deliver this one in by Davies, and it's in towards Hubin. Too high for him. Daniel Kelly will try and retrieve this and prevent it going for a throw in to the home side, which he has managed to do. But Dundalk have given away the possession. Dundalk have very much owned most of the ball in this first half, but it's KA who have the lead, and they've got another chance here of making the damage worse for Dundalk. That's a really clever ball back, and there's a step over, and the ball is in. It's Haukson, and it's a goal of real quality for KA. Haukson with his second goal of the game, third goal of the game for KA, and things going from bad to worse for Dundalk here, James.
It's really poor by Dundalk. It was just a simple ball from within the KA half. And really, I don't know how Sigurðsson is how to, get so much space in behind when you've 3 central defenders. Just absolutely exploited him in behind. And a simple ball in, a step over, and a great finish, to be fair, by Hauksson. But you really have to question the defending here. It's been 3 shots on target, 3 goals.
Brilliant strike by Hauksson, to be fair. Drilled it into the bottom left corner, Nathan Shepherd's bottom left corner. And that has made the advantage 2 at half time here for KA. That is the last whistle of the half from our Bulgarian referee, and it's a disappointing scoreline from a Dundalk perspective. KA leading by 3-1 at half time. They led on 28 minutes through Barney Athelsteinsson scoring the opening goal of the game. That lead goal only lasted 4 minutes before Daniel Kelly had Dundalk level. 4 minutes later, Hauksson put KA in front. And well, just on the stroke of half time, Hauksson again with his 2nd goal of the game, 3rd goal of the game for KA, and Dundalk with an uphill task in this match and in this tie now, James.
Yeah, it's a big ask to come back from here. I think it's probably an element of damage limitation at this stage where I don't think you can afford to concede again. If you can get one back, maybe that's a good result at this point. But the defending's been so loose, it just simply hasn't been good enough. And as I say, you can read too much in the stats, but as I said, 3 shots on target, 3 goals. It's been far too easy for KA. They haven't been great in general play, but when they get forward, they do look like scoring with every chance. The Dundalk have probably had the better of it in terms of overall possession, but Jajalo, I said beforehand, he's someone I think is shaky. They haven't tested him. It was a great finish by Kelly for the Dundalk goal, but he hasn't had a save to make. And it's I don't know, maybe a change is needed. I think Robbie McCourt has struggled in this half in particular. He's given away a lot of free kicks. 2 of the goals come down his side as well. Maybe he needs to look at that and change it up a little bit, but they're getting found out in the middle of the field at the moment, big time.
Thanks very much. That's James Rogers from the Argus newspaper and the Press Box podcast on co-commentary for the first half here, and a disappointing first half it's been for Dundalk. They trail at the break. We'll be back with you for the second half in about 10-12 minutes time, but at half time here in Iceland, it's not going well for Stephen O'Donnell and his team. It's KA 3, Dundalk 1. Welcome back to Iceland. Half time here, KA 3, Dundalk 1, the half time scoreline. A half in which Dundalk acquitted themselves well in terms of their share of the ball, but well, in terms of the share of the goals, less so. KA 3, Dundalk 1 here at Framvöller Stadium. Here's the home team's goalkeeper, Jajalo, beaten once this evening by Daniel Kelly, but Bjarni Athelsteinsson and Hauksson with 2 goals before half time, with the goals for KA that has them in front here in Iceland this evening. We are back underway with the second half, and Dundalk will have to be better, James, in a defensive perspective at the very least. Yeah,
it's been poor. I mean, this has been picked apart all too easily at the moment, and a lot of their general play has been good. But they look susceptible on the counter every time, and if they continue to defend like that, the tie will be over before the second leg next Thursday, and that's a worst case scenario. But look, he's kept the same. Actually, I see Ryan O'Kane's in at half time, so I thought he kept the same team. It looks like he has made a change. Ryan O'Kane's in, so he's obviously backing the side to do something in this half and turn things around. Into the penalty area again. That's put behind by the captain, Sigurðsson. It's a bit of a mouthful for us northeast folk, but it's behind for a goal kick for Dundalk. So Ryan O'Kane into the match. Played his 60th game for Dundalk against Shamrock Rovers on Sunday, the youngster. And here's Pat Hooban for Hayden Muller. Archie Davies, Daniel Kelly sprinting forward. Looks like it's Conor Malley. No, it's not Conor Malley who's gone off. It's Greg Sloggett, is it? No, it isn't Greg Sloggett either. We'll see in a moment exactly who has gone off for Ryan O'Kane.
It'll be a throw into Dundalk on the right hand side, which will be taken by Archie Davies. It's Robbie McCourt who's gone, isn't it, James?
Yes, yeah, and I'm not surprised. There was talk just after seeing video replay there. There was talk maybe the goal was offside, the one just before half time with the break, but unfortunately for the Dundalk it was onside. And look, you can't be. You have 5 recognised defenders on the pitch. You can't be caught that high that easily. And
but even then, James, there was time. He was going wide, wasn't there? There was time.
But unfortunately, like we were discussing this off air earlier. Like, you know, Bruno's Magpies over both ties, I think, had chances that I think a better side would have taken, with all due respect.
You could have had this score half time in Gibraltar.
Very easily. Yeah. And I think, look, these are a better side. Now, listen, there's better again than them, obviously, but they are a step up from Bruno's Magpies, and they've punished Dundalk for their sloppiness, something Bruno's Magpies couldn't. And you know, unfortunately now for Dundalk, they've to produce something special in the next 45 here and 90 back in Oriel to you know, if they want to be playing Bruges or our house in a fortnight's time. And
Bruges leading against our house in that other tie that affects this one. The winner of this will be playing in either Belgium or Denmark. It's not been a great day for the Irish so far. Ferencváros 4, Shamrock Rovers 0. That's an incredible scoreline. I know Ferencváros are a very good team, James, but it's been a real shocker of a period for Shamrock Rovers, hasn't it? Just one moment, KA, before you come on to that, KA have the ball inside the penalty area, and that's going to break on the edge of the area, and there's a shot coming in, and it's coming in from Stein Grimson, and he cut across the ball with his left boot, just couldn't get it on target, but it will definitely go down as another attempt for KA, and another threat posed on that Dundalk defence here. But it's been incredible, James, hasn't it, the collapse by Shamrock Rovers of late?
Yeah, look, they're probably unlucky. Like, Ferencváros are a decent side. I know the Klaksvik result was a major shock. They obviously reacted in terms of sacking their manager, and you've probably a team now out, you know, to prove a point, and look, they are a step above. They were in the Champions League group stages, I think, not that long ago. So it just hasn't helped. But I don't think Rovers have strengthened enough this year. I think the rest of their laurels a bit too much. They've become an ageing side, and they still, for me, you know, I often wonder, for all their quality, you know, who's getting you 15-20 goals in that team. It's difficult.
Here's Ryan O'Kane sending one into the penalty area. That's headed away by Athel Steinson, competed for by Sigurd Gerson. Free kick to KA just inside the KA half of the field, and it'll be taken by Athel Steinson. Scored in the second leg win over Connah's Quay Nomads in the first round, Athel Steinson. Top goal scorer in the league this year with 4 goals in 15 league games. And he is the first goal of the game here this evening as well. That began the damage for Dundalk. Here's Greg Slogger with a header up towards the chest of Houben. Houben looking to release Uli Koko, and he's being held up and held off by Rodri. And Dundalk supporters claiming a free kick and a yellow card. That's what they want to see for the Spanish-born defensive midfielder Rodri. He won't get the yellow card though. It will be a free kick to Dundalk in a good position just to the right of the D, about 3 yards outside the penalty area, maybe 4, and definitely a shooting position for Dundalk here. And Dara Leahy is the man placing the ball at the moment. Conor Malley, who likes a set piece, also hovering over this one as well in a white shirt. Jajalo waits on his goal line to see what Dundalk will conjure. Leahy's still the man standing over the ball. So Dara Leahy, will it be he or Conor Malley? More likely to suit Leahy's left foot than Malley's right from the position that the ball is placed in. Referee just counting out the 10 yards and ensuring that KA have retreated all the way. Linfield trailing by a goal to 0 against Pogon Szczecin. Linfield 0, Szczecin 1. Here comes that free kick now. Will be Darragh Leahy to take it. Left-footed Leahy straight into the 5-man wall. Andy Boyle competes for it. Leahy on the edge of the penalty area, looking to tee up Ryan O'Kane. He was waiting for Kane to move on to the ball, and KA have managed to smuggle it away. Archie Davies trying to make something of it for Dundalk, but that's booted clear by Steingrimson. And after it, over there is Hauksson. And that'll be a free kick to Dundalk for a foul on Greg Sloggett. So Dundalk free kick over on that far touchline, and it's taken quickly, and here's Andy Boyle. Andy Boyle, of course, led Dundalk defensively at the weekend in that brilliant defensive performance against Shamrock Rovers. It's been anything but a brilliant defensive performance here this evening. Chalk and cheese, the two performances in terms of defensive solidity. Here's Pat Hooban. He sat out the match on Sunday. Back into the starting 11 today. Hasn't really had, well, he had one header in the first half, was probably as close as he's gotten to a clear-cut opening. KA 3, Dundalk 1, for those of you joining us for the second half here. Dundalk need a response to those two goals in particular by Hauksson in the final 9 minutes of the first half. Here's Steingrimson protecting the ball from Ryan O'Kane. Back for Hafsteinson. Steingrimson as well, again battling for it. Ball sent into the, well, up to the edge of the penalty area, headed away by Muller. Here's Daniel Kelly with the ball. Now Archie Davies. Pat Hooban makes a sortie across to the right hand side. Archie Davies is dispossessed. Hayden Muller's there to win it back for Dundalk though. The ball is sent back to the Dundalk goalkeeper Nathan Shepherd. Now it's with Muller, or rather it's with Conor Malley in midfield. Malley to Leahy left hand side. Ryan O'Kane is on the move. Ball is sent into the penalty area, but straight into the hands of Jajalo. Another disappointing delivery. Jajalo bouncing the ball and prepares to clear it away. Jajalo's clearance across to the right hand side. There's a player in yellow giving chase. Nathan Shepherd is slow to react to it. It was Pettersson chasing after it. Andy Boyle was waiting for Nathan Shepherd to react and collect the ball on the edge of the penalty area. He was just a little slow to do so. Did get there eventually. Here's Archie Davies now to Daniel Kelly, and that's sloppy by Dundalk, and that'll be a throw in to KA on the left hand side, and it'll be taken by Hrannar Bjorn Steingrimson, two-time Icelandic League winner with Valur in 2017 and 18. Also won the Icelandic Cup with Valur in 2015 and 2016, and the Icelandic League Cup in 2018. So pretty well decorated left full back. Here on the other side of the pitch entirely is Pettersson on the right hand side, but he's forced to put that out of play for a throw in to Dundalk, which is taken quickly by Leahy to Boyle. Now it's with Sloggett, of course. Dundalk back to a back four in this second half with the departure of Robbie McCourt. Darragh Leahy left back now. Andy Boyle, Hayden Muller, Archie Davies making up the back four. In midfield it's Conor Malley, Greg Sloggett and Johannes Ulikoko. Left hand side is Ryan O'Kane on the ball now. Right hand side Daniel Kelly, and through the middle for Dundalk is Pat Hooban. Stephen O'Donnell recognising that his first half tactics and scheme weren't working and making the change at the break. But Dundalk already 3-1 down. We've had over 10 minutes in the second half. That's still the scoreline. Left hand side it's Darragh Leahy, sends it into the penalty area, but straight once again into the arms of the KA goalkeeper Christian Jajalo. So the KA manager Hallgrimur Jónasson, very much the happier of the two managers here at the moment. 37-year-old manager of KA, a former player, only finished his playing career as recently as January. He's been in charge since October last year, having previously been assistant manager to Arnar Grettersson. Dundalk have won a free kick here, conceded by Sigurd Gerson, and taken quickly. Now it's Andy Boyle. Dundalk haven't really managed to inject any urgency into the game at the start of this second half. They need more. They need more and Archie Davies will try and provide it now down the right hand side, and he's taken down. That'll be a yellow card, and that was cynical, very cynical by Rodri. He was beaten all ends up by Archie Davies, who was heading for the penalty area. Rodri happy to take the yellow card to prevent Archie Davies progressing. And Dundalk with a free kick right of the penalty area now, about 3 yards outside the penalty area, and it'll be Conor Malley who'll come across to take it. Malley, well, he'll leave it there for Darragh Leahy, who seems to be on set piece duty at the moment, certainly from this side of the pitch, from the Dundalk right hand side. It'll be a left footed in swinger by Leahy. Pat Hooban lurking in an offside position at the moment, hands on his hips, ready to spring into action when Darragh Leahy addresses this ball, which he will. Gijallo about a yard off his line, the KA goalkeeper. What will he have to face? Two men in the KA wall. Darragh Leahy will try and avoid them and find Pat Hooban in the middle. Hooban, he stayed onside, ball has gone in, headed away by a KA defender. Comes back for Leahy again. Leahy lofts a high one in towards Hooban once more, and it's headed back into the goalkeeper's arms by, I think it was the number 30 Haukson, was it?
Berkovic,
Well, it wasn't. It was the centre back, Berkovic, who nodded it back to his goalkeeper. Good composure by him, the Serbian centre back. 3 caps at under 20 level for his country. Once on the books of Dundalk's old opponents, Riga. Dusan Berkovic. Here's Gijallo again with the ball, looking for a player in yellow on the right hand side of the pitch. It's Hafsteinson who can't quite keep it in play, but it's gone out off of Ryan O'Kane. Throw into KA midway inside their own half, and we're going to have another change here, and it's going to be the Icelandic manager who'll make the change. It'll be Jakob Snare Arneson who'll come into the game, and he'll replace Pettersson, who was operating down the right hand side. Peter Pettersson. So the number 29, Jakob Snare Arneson, he's only started once in the Icelandic League this season, but has a decent goal scoring record from midfield with 10 goals in 54 appearances. 26-year-old. Throw in for KA. Scooped up into the air by Hafsteinson. And it's Conor Malley who's caught late in there, and the referee's gone to his pocket for a yellow card, and it's the player who's just come into the game, Arneson, who's gotten the yellow card straight away. His first touch is on Conor Malley, and Conor Malley has gone down fairly theatrically, and there are appeals from Dundalk for greater sanction than just that yellow card. Andy Boyle still having it out with the assistant on the far side. Conor Malley still down. It looks like he'll be okay to continue without attention. Referee just checking on his welfare and helping Conor Malley back to his feet, and it'll be a free kick to Dundalk. So Jakob Snare Arneson has made his presence felt already in this game. Crusaders lead against Rosenborg. Crusaders 1, Rosenborg 0. So at least one of the Irish clubs having a decent time of it at the moment. Pat Hooban beaten in the air by Rodri. Flicked over his shoulder by Steingrimson. Here's Greg Sloggett. Sloggett for Malley, fully recovered from that challenge from Arneson. And Malley midway now inside the KA half. Ryan O'Kane, 1 touch, 2 touches. What will he do with his third? He uses it and gives it to Conor Malley. Greg Sloggett wants it on his inside. Sloggett back for Malley again. Lovely turn by Malley. Brings it away from the double goal scorer Haukson, who's got back goal side. Now it's Ryan O'Kane with the ball. Left touchline. O'Kane, not much around him in space in a white shirt, so he goes back to Malley again. Clever little pass by Malley to Sloggett. Daniel Kelly is backpedaling all the way over to this right hand side, and Dundalk have switched the angle of attack to Archie Davies on the right hand side. Now it's Uli Coco. Archie Davies again. A couple of players in yellow around him, and he's been dispossessed by one of them, Hafsteinson. Ball forward toward Sigurðsson, and Dundalk have it back again though through Greg Sloggett. Here's O'Kane. O'Kane up against Steingrimson. Still O'Kane. Steingrimson holding him up. Leahy with the chance to cross it in towards Hooban, and the goalkeeper Gijallo manages to palm it away successfully, and Kay will bring it away now down the left hand side with Balvinson. Balvinson to one of his teammates in yellow being held up is Hauxit by Hayden Muller, and the referee will have a quick word with Hayden Muller. Well, we're going to see another change, 2 changes for Dundalk. Paul Doyle and John Martin about to come into the game, and it'll be Johannes Ilikoko, the first to make way, to be replaced by John Martin, and the other player to exit is Greg Sloggett. He'll be replaced by Paul Doyle. So Doyle in for Sloggett and John Martin in for Johannes Ulikoko. Paul Doyle sent off against Shamrock Rovers on Sunday, making his European debut here this evening. Eligible, of course, to do that in European football. And John Martin, well, he played such a big part in Dundalk getting to this stage of the competition, with one of the most priceless goals of his time at Dundalk, with that lead goal within 3 minutes of coming on as a half-time substitute against Magpies last Thursday. John Martin, Dundalk winning that game by 3-1. Here in Iceland they trail by 3-1. Here's Doyle, now it's Malley, and here's Nathan Shepherd. Do you see a way back into this, James, for Dundalk?
It's been a little better in terms of they've snuffed out a bit of the attacking threat, but they haven't provided a lot of it either. I do think there's probably another goal in this game, and depending on which way it goes, could be absolutely crucial in determining the overall tie. I'd like to see Kelly and O'Kane get on it more, because I do think they're susceptible at the back to a bit of pace, and particularly in this half. Kelly, he's gone out to the right now. He hasn't really been in it. He was probably our bright point from an attacking sense in the first half, but just hasn't been able to get into it yet in this half, but it's early yet.
So important, isn't it, as that ball goes in and Gijallo flaps at that one, the KA goalkeeper. It's so important that the Dundalk don't lose another goal here, James, at the very least, because they don't travel well, and that will be, and Dundalk that will be something for them to hold on to ahead of the second leg.
Yeah, no, 100%, because look, it's hard to win away in Europe. Like you think this is Dundalk's 93rd game in Europe today. I think it's away match number 45 or 46, and you've only won 9 times. 2 of them were in penalties. Some of them were sort of futile wins, even going back to Zurich 60 years ago. Yeah, it's historic, but you ultimately went out that night. Hajduk Split 9 years ago, won over in Croatia, but went out. So it's very hard to win in Europe away from home, and I think particularly, look, unfortunately the away goal doesn't count because it's something the Dundalk do have now, but if you could get one here and take a 3-2 back to Oriel with the record there, it's definitely not dead, but as I say, they need to probably try and get that goal here tonight and equally keep it tight at the other end.
Gijallo clears his lines. Darragh Leahy with the header down for Paul Doyle. Doyle just into the game. What can he do? Paul Doyle. He's found Leahy again on that left hand side. Leahy back for Boyle on the halfway line. Dundalk, everybody bar Hayden Muller and Nathan Shepherd inside the opponent's half of the field, and you can include Hayden Muller in that now. Just Nathan Shepherd back in the Dundalk half. Here's John Martin, newly introduced as a substitute as well. Muller for Davies. Second touches across in towards Houben. Now it's Daniel Kelly. What can he find in the middle? John Martin. Oh, and that was a presentable chance, James.
Big chance. Kelly did everything right. We said wanted to get him into it more. He got there. He got past Paul Vincent, and a great pull back to Martin, but unfortunately just too close to the keeper. But a lot better from Dundalk.
Here's Gijallo now. A lot better from Dundalk indeed. And well, John Martin just didn't get the cleanest of connections on that one. The ball a little bit behind him as well. Difficult for him to generate the power and the accuracy that he would have wanted with that. Here's Hayden Muller. Can Dundalk work up ahead of steam in the time that remains here? 66 minutes played on the clock. KA 3, Dundalk 1, the scoreline here in Iceland. Here's Archie Davies, one of Dundalk's undoubted danger men. Another good cross in towards Pat Houben. Down for Daniel Kelly. And he just couldn't quite sort his feet out, Daniel Kelly. Even if he had, he might well have been offside. The rings end man, Pat Houben with the nod down. Kelly couldn't quite control it. Ball came to him really quickly. And as I said, even if he had sorted his feet out and got it under control, might well have been offside. The Dundalk number 7. Here's Chichalo now with the goal kick for the home side. A reminder that our coverage is brought to you in association with McBride & Co Accountants, Jocelyn Street, Dundalk. The right choice for your personal or business accountancy and taxation needs. You can find them at mcbrideandco.ie. Davies now on the right hand side, midway inside the Dundalk half. Now it's with Malley. Dundalk need urgency. Another goal and this would make a real game of it at Oriel Park next week. Not that the tie is dead. With Dundalk having a 2-goal disadvantage, they would still fancy their chances of turning that around, you'd imagine. But, well, they would take a 1-goal disadvantage, I imagine, at the moment, if you were to hand it to them. Sloppy play by Dundalk again, gives a throw in to the home side. Rodri sends it across to Steingrimson on the right hand side. Here's Berkovic back to his goalkeeper, clears it into the middle of the field. Andy Boyle sticks out a boot and gets there before Houghson, and Dundalk have it back with Conor Malley. Malley to O'Kane. Daniel Kelly wants it in front of him. O'Kane checks inside, still Ryan O'Kane, back to Conor Malley in midfield. Now it's with Paul Doyle. Doyle tries to angle the cross in, too much on it for Pat Hubin. It was John Martin arriving at the back post, but claimed pretty competently and confidently by the KA goalkeeper. And it remains KA 3, Dundalk 1. Dundalk with more substitutes warming up. Cameron Elliott and Louis Ansley. You'd imagine with Dundalk trailing that the Scot Cameron Elliott is the more likely of the two to come into the game. Here's Conor Malley now, surging between two players in yellow. Still Malley looking for Ryan O'Kane. The ball is broken for John Martin. Falling for Malley again. The shot is blocked by Rodri. And the referee has awarded a free kick to KA. John Martin, I think, is considered to have handled the ball on the ground or something, I can only imagine.
Yeah, it looked that way. And
it'll be a free kick to KA, and they have a couple of players down at the moment, just needing attention. Linfield 0, Shetson 2 now, the latest score in Belfast. Derry City 0, Coops 0, Crusaders 1, Rosenborg 0. Free kick to the home side.
That was a lot better from the Dundalk, though. I like to see Malley running at them. He went past 3 or 4 players there, and the Dundalk haven't done enough of that from midfield. Get at them. From the little bit I've watched of them, they do give up opportunities like that. They don't like teams running at them. Who does, I suppose? But the Dundalk haven't done enough of that, and certainly, hopefully, that will give Malley a bit of confidence to try it again if he can get on the ball.
Here's Steinson on the half turn in midfield. Now Athel Steinson, long one forward, and Sigurd Gerson is after it. Dundalk get it back to Shepherd, who lofts one high into the middle of the field. It's won in there by Athel Steinson. Now it's Daniel Kelly, and he's managed to find Conor Malley. Malley for Martin. Martin has picked up some good positions and some good balls since he's come into the game. He's wasted that one, though, in his attempts to find Ryan O'Kane, and Athel Steinson has it in midfield now. That's flicked off by Sigurd Gerson, but Dundalk have turned it over. It's with Daniel Kelly. Pat Hubin is ahead of him. John Martin to his left-hand side, but he tried to slip it through to Hubin with players in yellow between he and Pat Hubin. It was never likely to come off. Here's Dundalk again, though. It's with Archie Davies. Well played by Davies. Steps inside of Houghson. Still Davies. Now it's with Martin. Paul Doyle's going to have his pocket picked here if he's not careful by Steingrimson, but he successfully keeps possession of the ball. John Martin. Conor Malley. Malley for Darragh Leahy on the left-hand side. Across to close him down is Arneson into the penalty area. Pat Hubin, he's got a player at his back. Berkovic at his back. Hubin has gotten turned on it, but has had to leave the penalty area to find the space to do that. Conor Malley has the ball again. Malley to O'Kane. O'Kane back for Malley once more. Dundalk with 3 players lined up in the middle waiting for the ball. Pat Hubin is one of them, and he's got it at his feet now, but once again he's being forced away from the penalty area by Berkovic. Conor Malley. Malley held up by Berkovic again. Darragh Leahy. Dundalk being very patient here in towards John Martin. 2 attempts by John Martin, both of them are repelled by Jaijallo in the KA goal. That was some really patient play by Dundalk, waiting for the opportunity and the opening to come, and when it did for John Martin, well, unfortunately unable to take the opportunity in the first instance, and when it came back to him on the stretch on the ground, unable to divert it past the goalkeeper, and it remains KA 3, Dundalk 1. But that was better from Dundalk, much better, James.
Yeah, the only thing I will say is, and I know it was patient and you're right in saying that, but I thought at times the ball's wide, at times there was one point there where Dundalk had 5 players along the edge of the box, and it just needed a good ball out wide for either Leahy or Davies to put it in, and we all know their quality, but the balls were sort of lacking in terms of quality. They were behind them, and simple things like that I think are just affected the team at the moment, because they're having a good run of possession. To have the bodies forward, I think Martin already that's a trio of chances he's had since he came in, and he's definitely made a difference, just as he did in the Bruno's Magpies game last week. But they need to get the ball into the box quicker, and certainly I think that just the simple balls out wide need to be better.
Here is Berkovic now. Stein Grimson back for Berkovic again. Dundalk have looked better in the last few minutes. They've got 17 and a half minutes or so left on the clock here to try and close the gap on KA ahead of that second leg next week at Oriel Park. A match, of course, that you can listen to on LMFM.ie and on the LMFM app. Forward come KA again, something they've managed to do very little in the second half. Indeed, even in the first half, Dundalk had much of the possession, but it was on the break that KA caused the problems for the Lily Whites. 3 first half goals, and Dundalk with a real uphill task in this tie. Free kick to KA over on the right hand side. It'll be the Serbian Berkovic to take it. Berkovic on the halfway line, right hand side, to take this one. KA have only ever won the league title in Iceland once, 1989, after a really tough fight against a team that Dundalk know a little bit about, FH Hafnarfjordur. FH led the race for the title into the final match of the season when they played already relegated Fylkir, but FH lost and KA won the title for the first time in their history. So certainly a very memorable occasion on which they won their one and only title. KA, they have a throw in now deep inside Dundalk territory, but that's fired well over Nathan Shepherd's crossbar by Stein Grimson, and Shepherd retrieves the ball as quickly as he can and places it and plays it out for Muller. Muller checks inside and then back outside again. He seems determined to go to his left hand side with the ball to Andy Boyle, and he has done exactly that. Here's Paul Doyle, who's in the left back position at the moment. Darragh Leahy back to Andy Boyle again. We're inside the 30th minute of the second half, the 75th minute in total. 15 minutes left on the clock. Ball sent into the penalty area towards John Martin. Pat Hooban not happy with the delivery and barks back at Hayden Muller. Maybe a little bit too straight with the ball, allowing the goalkeeper to claim it all too easily. Jajalo, and he's taking his time, as Nathan Shepherd did plenty of times on Sunday against Shamrock Rovers before clearing it away. He's in no hurry whatsoever. Kay very much in the box seat in this tie. Dundalk have it now with Andy Boyle. Boyle allowed travel a long way with the ball at his feet inside the opponent's half, and he's looking for Darragh Leahy, but too much pace on that. Well, maybe not too much pace, but certainly seen behind the goal successfully by one of those KA defenders. Arneson it was. And it'll be another goal kick for KA. And at the moment it's looking a very, very successful evening for Hallgrímur Jónasson and his team. They are taking one strong step, firm step towards the next round, and a tie against Bruges. Most likely they lead in that tie at the moment against Aarhus. Early days, mind you. Dundalk have the possession again with John Martin. Ryan O'Kane straining to get up on his outside. Martin holds it up and allows the young Dundalk man run past him. Martin looking for options on the other side of the pitch, but he's played that straight to the head of Stein Grimson, who happily heads it away towards his opposite number 2, Archie Davies. Davies looking for a player in white on the other side of the pitch, but once again the pass is foul and short from a Dundalk perspective. Here's Andy Boyle though with the loose ball. Hayden Muller Davies again. Daniel Kelly turns smartly ahead of him and races down the channel, but Davies decides to turn back to Hayden Muller inside the Dundalk half of the pitch. Andy Boyle has it again. Boyle to Leahy on the left hand side. Arneson is in his way. He goes back to Boyle once more. Andy Boyle for Hayden Muller. Now Conor Malley. Malley for Boyle again. And now it's Paul Doyle with the possession. Doyle for Ryan O'Kane to have a run at Steingrimson. Still O'Kane. O'Kane gets it onto the right foot. The cross in towards John Martin. Just evades Martin. Headed away once more by Berkovic. But Dundalk have won it back again by Davies. Here's Malley swapping passes with Doyle. Now it's with Leahy. Leahy has O'Kane left of him. John Martin is in the middle. Daniel Kelly as well. Pat Hooban too. Ryan O'Kane, on every occasion that he's tried to go on the outside of Steingrimson, has been forced to turn backwards and hasn't yet managed to beat the Icelandic defender. Kay defended successfully again, away by Athelsteinsen, the man who started the goal scoring here this evening with that lead goal on 28 minutes. Daniel Kelly levelling on 32 for Dundalk, but Hauksson with goals on 36 and 45 have given Kay a strong grip on this tie. Here's John Martin and Dundalk attempting to loosen that grip in the time that remains. 12 minutes remaining on the clock. Here's Andy Boyle with the ball. Dundalk, though, no real imagination about their play, struggling to create any sort of openings, passing it around in midfield at the moment, but with nowhere to go. Everybody in yellow and blue behind the ball at the moment, and Dundalk at this moment with no answer to it. John Martin trying to provide an answer. Martin, the ball reaches the penalty area, it's gone behind. Corner kick for Dundalk. Dundalk needs something here. I think, James, you're indicating it's that Dundalk's first corner kick
of the game.
First
corner of the game, yeah. And they've had a bit of joy from corners. Obviously, it's most recently is Sunday. So Ryan O'Kane on the pitch now, and he's going to be the man to take it, just as he did on Sunday.
Ryan O'Kane with this corner kick for Dundalk. Daniel Kelly inside the 6-yard box, as is John Martin. O'Kane moves away from it. It'll be Darragh Leahy who'll take it. Dundalk have obviously spotted that an outswinger is potentially more effective against this side. Daniel Kelly makes a dart towards the front post. Leahy sends it well away from the 6-yard box, and it's headed further clear by KA. Back in again by Davies. Headed up and into the air and away by Hafsteinsen, and there might be a chance to break here. Here's Hauksson now bringing it clear. Hauksson has Arneson ahead of him. Archie Davies has moved across to the left back position from his right back position to deal with that, and he's done that successfully, and the ball is out for a throw in to the home side, and they're going to make a double change. And withdrawn will be the double goal scorer Hauksson, and he'll be replaced by Johan Simon Edmondson. So Edmondson into the game for Hauksson, and he gets a warm round of applause, Hauksson. And also coming out of the game is the number 11, which is the captain, Sigurd Gerson, and he'll be replaced by Elfar Arnie Athelsteinsen. So another double change. The Dundalk readying the change themselves, are they? It appears that they are. Cameron Elliott being brought into the game by Dundalk. So Elliott will replace Daniel Kelly, it would appear. So Cameron Elliott will have just under 10 minutes with which to make an impact here. Daniel Kelly did make an impact with Dundalk's goal. Can Cameron Elliott do similarly and give Dundalk another lifeline in this tie? Elliott came back into the Dundalk team as a sub against Rovers at the weekend on Sunday after that injury. Just one goal for Dundalk this season since his arrival from East Kilbride in the Scottish Lowlands League. But just before that injury, as I said earlier, there were signs that he was starting to settle and grow into his role and position within the Dundalk squad. As Kay send one forward, and it's dealt with by Andy Boyle. The substitute has picked it up though, Edmondson. Now it's with Hafsteinsen, and now it's Steingrimson. Helped on towards Hafsteinsen again, right hand side, chance to cross this one in. It's in towards Edmondson, away by Dundalk. Darragh Leahy gets there first before Steingrimson. but they have it again with Athol Steinson. Here's Steingrimson for KA. It's nice play by KA. It's Athol Steinson again, but that'll be seen out over the end line by Darragh Leahy, and Dundalk have the ball back, and already they've placed the second ball on the edge of the 6-yard box, and it's taken quickly by Nathan Shepherd, and Hayden Muller brings it forward. Pat Hooban flicks it on. John Martin is after this one, but Rodri sticks out a long right boot and just toe pokes that back to Gijallo. And now Steingrimson has the ball for KA. Steingrimson with a long one forward. Andy Boyle meets it. Here's Malley for Doyle. Now Leahy, and Leahy for Muller. 7.5 minutes left on the clock in Iceland. Paul Doyle to Ryan O'Kane. O'Kane with Leahy going on his outside. Still Ryan O'Kane onto the right foot, tempted to shoot perhaps. Arneson made sure that didn't happen. Here's Darragh Leahy in towards Pat Hooban. He's gone down in there, Hooban. And no real complaints from the Galwegian. There was certainly some contact between he and I think it was Berkovic, the player closest to him. But the referee saw nothing untoward. And he's seen something untoward now, because Dundalk have a free kick, and it'll be a yellow card too for Daniel Hafsteinson. So a free kick, arguably within shooting distance. And it'll be Darragh Leahy who'll take it. I suspect it'll be a cross into the penalty area though, for one of those Dundalk attackers to move on to. Andy Boyle is forward for this one. Cameron Elliott up there as well. John Martin, Pat Hooban, obvious targets for this one. Hayden Muller up there as well. Darragh Leahy, the player over the free kick. Conor Malley also lurking over there as well. Can Dundalk create a chance? Leahy, the player, looks like he'll take it. Takes it short to Conor Malley. Changes the angle of the cross. Well, it'll be crossed in by Ryan O'Kane. It goes in low towards the front post. Once again, Pat Hooban goes down with a couple of players in yellow around him, but no suspicion of free or a penalty kick on this occasion. Dundalk have the throw in taken very quickly by Archie Davies to Paul Doyle. Doyle takes the opportunity to carry it forward. Doyle now across to the left hand side towards Ryan O'Kane. O'Kane takes it down. Steingrimson once again, limpet like, attached to Ryan O'Kane almost. Now it's with Doyle again, central for Dundalk. Darragh Leahy, left hand side. Leahy, his second touch is across in towards Pat Hooban, flicked on by Berkovic. Archie Davies is trying to get across to challenge Edmondson. Edmondson off balance, pushed off balance by Archie Davies, can't do much with it. Throw in for Dundalk. Here's Doyle with the cross in once more, away once again by Rodri, helped on by Athol Steinson. Up towards, his namesake, Elfar Arnie Athol Steinson. We've two Athol Steinsons now, Bjarni Athol Steinson and Elfar Arnie Athol Steinson. We'll call him Arnie for the remainder of the game for clarity. And it's Arnie and Bjarni actually, the two Athol Steinsons that are in action here for KA at the moment, and we have 5 minutes left on the clock here. The Dundalk supporters, all 15 or so away to our right hand side, are looking in pensive mood at the moment. They know just how valuable a second goal at least for Dundalk would be in this tie to bring back to Oriel Park. Edmondson trying to make things worse though for Dundalk for KA, and now it's with Athol Steinson, Bjarni Athol Steinson, Steingrimson, and Dundalk have won that back. Here's Cameron Elliott. Elliott has only Ryan O'Kane ahead of him really. O'Kane on the left touchline. Steingrimson, he slips it through the legs of Steingrimson. O'Kane to Cameron Elliott. Now it's Conor Malley. Archie Davies. His attempted cross is charged down by Baldvinsson, but Dundalk do still have the ball with Malley. Malley for Leahy. Leahy for O'Kane. Leahy is on the outside of O'Kane should he wish to use him. Two players in yellow, very definitely. Kay have done the homework on Ryan O'Kane, doubling up on him on occasions. Here's Doyle now for Dundalk. Doyle has Davies on the right hand side. Edmondson wants to stop the cross, he won't do so. It's gone in towards, it's Cameron Elliott and Darragh Leahy getting in each other's way at the back post. Both of them in space but challenging each other for the ball. And that's it. That's criminal really, when Dundalk have found it really difficult to get quality ball into the penalty area. Here's Archie Davies now inside the penalty area on the right hand side. Edmondson looking to hold them up. nipping and snapping at his heels. Now it's with John Martin, exchanges passes with Paul Doyle, goes down, he's been blocked off by Athelsteinson. Free kick for Dundalk, Bjarni Athelsteinson, the offender. Free kick to the Lily Whites. 3 minutes of time left on the clock here. A late goal would be gratefully received by those Dundalk supporters you might hear singing in the background away to our right hand side, that small hardy band. Conor Malley will take this latest free kick. Once again, Hubert and Dara Leahy standing offside, waiting for those KA players to move back in or to move back outside themselves into an onside position. 2 men in the KA wall. 2.5 minutes of normal time left on the clock. Referee sounds his whistle. Here's Malley with the cross in towards Hayden Muller, who's won the header but just can't get it on target. He was straining Muller to get up over it and directed it towards goal, but off target, and holds his head in his hands as he falls to the ground, disappointed with the effort. And another half chance goes a begging for Dundalk. Goal kick for KA to be taken by Jajalo. Sends it over to the right hand side of the pitch. Darragh rises highest. Cameron Elliott is caught on the halfway line. Free kick to Dundalk. Dundalk running out of time in Iceland. The light starting to change here in the evening. Andy Boyle, the player standing over this free kick now for Dundalk. We're going to see another change for the home side, and it's the number 16 coming into the match, and that is Ellison. So Eric Frere Ellison into the game for the home side, and he will replace the fullback Stein Grimson, who's had a really good day today, I think it's fair to say, against Ryan O'Kane. Prevented him really going on his outside at all. So Ellison. Alex Frere Ellison, the player into the match. Free kick for Dundalk, taken. Ryan O'Kane, he's managed to slip past Ellison, has he? Well, no. Okay, with players back in support. They've given it away to Paul Doyle though. We are 30 seconds into the final minute of the 90. Dundalk, as they have for much of this game, in charge of the ball, but KA in charge of the tie at the moment. They lead by 3-1. This is good by Ryan O'Kane. He's managed to beat Ellison. In the cross goes towards Cameron Elliott, who challenges at the front post unfairly and has managed to foul Berkovic. Free kick to KA, but that's the first time that Ryan O'Kane has managed to beat his man on the outside, and notably it's come after Stein Grimson has gone off.
Yeah, I was just about to say he's a different man, that's why. The frustrating sort of 45 minutes for the youngster. He's, tried hard, but just hasn't got that space that he naturally gets in the league. And
we're in injury time at the end of the half. I didn't see a board go up, James, did you? From our vantage point, it's really difficult to see.
Time is approximately 3 minutes.
3 minutes of time added on, a minimum of 3 minutes. Dundalk would be hoping for a lot more. And that's a yellow card, I think, for Darragh Leahy. Yes, it is indeed. And one of the KA players, Edmondson, also getting carded by the referee. Nathan Shepherd waiting the opportunity to get things back underway. We've had almost a minute of that time added on already. The referee will surely add on a little more. Paul Doyle certainly reminding him that he'll need to for that stoppage. Here is Darragh Leahy now. O'Kane and Cameron Elliott moving forward. Elliott is beaten in the air by Berkovic. John Martin straining to get onto that one in the middle. Does manage to eke a ball out to Darragh Leahy. Here's Hayden Muller. Archie Davies, one of Dundalk's better performers today. Certainly his deliveries from that right hand side have been of the highest quality at times. And Davies has a throw in, and the sun decides for the first time really this evening to show its face. The pitch swathed in sunshine at the moment, and the sun very much shining on KA and their hopes of progressing to the next round of the Europa Conference League, unless Dundalk can do something in what remains here or at Oriel Park next Thursday. As it stands, it looks like they'll have to overturn a 2-goal disadvantage at Oriel next week. Not beyond the realms of possibility if they have the share of possession that they've had this evening, which they surely will, but they'll have to do much more with it against KA, who really have caught Dundalk cold here with those 3 goals in the first half. Largely on the break the damage was done. Here's Malley to Davies, right hand side. Davies first time ball, looking for John Martin. Across goes Athol Steinson. He's been fouled by Martin. Free kick to KA, and again another opportunity for them to chew up more time, and we have 30 seconds of time added on left on the clock, and it's the KA supporters you hear making all the noise away to our left hand side. It looks like it'll be a memorable occasion for them. They won the last 2 ties against Connaskey by 2 goals each of them, 2-0 both of those games. Well, it looks like they're going to carry a 2-goal advantage to Dundalk next week. The referee has a look at his watch and sounds the final whistle of the game, and that is warmly appreciated by the KA supporters. Their side, their really good form in European football this season, continues with a win against Dundalk. Dundalk probably just about favourites coming into this game, and certainly if you're to base favouritism on the share of the ball, Dundalk have earned that title and that status. But KA, their game plan has worked perfectly here today, catching Dundalk on the break 3 times in that first half, and that gives them a half-time scoreline in the tie of KA 3, Dundalk 1, James.
Yeah, really poor. Like, they've it all to do now. I think, look, you can't excuse that level of defending. It was just below what you'd expect at this level. Like, they got an endless amount of praise for the defensive performance on Sunday against Shamrock Rovers in the Cup. This was a step up, and ultimately it was schoolboy stuff really in the end. Really poor. KA for me didn't really have to work very hard for that win. 3 shots on target in the first half, 3 goals. I don't think they had one in the second half at all. And now it's a real uphill challenge. Like, I seen enough to suggest that, with a bit more, I don't know, impetus in attack, and maybe the Oriel roar behind them, and that it's not dead, but it's certainly an uphill task. And I don't think you can afford to concede now in Oriel, but clean sheets have been at a premium this season, and they got what they deserved, I think, today.
That's it from Iceland. It's not been a good night for Dundalk. It's been a really good one for KA Akureyri. They will carry a 2-goal advantage into Oriel Park next week. A reminder again that our coverage today was brought to you in association with McBride & Co Accountants, Jocelyn Street, Dundalk, the right choice for your personal or business accountancy and taxation needs. You can find them at mcbrideandco.ie. That's it from Iceland. Thank you very much for your company this evening. Final score here, it's finished KA 3, Dundalk 1.